next on All Access.
I'm Dan Roach. We'll let you know how the Patriots are approaching their season finale against the Bills on Sunday.
I think I'm ready to go out there and win.
I'm Scott Zolak, and we'll tell you why one of Drake Maye's New Year's resolutions should be find out when the journey is over.
The likelihood of getting that first down is pretty slim. You got to get out of bounds.
I'm Mike Reese. To win or not to win in the season finale, as the Patriots are in the pole position for the #1 pick.
And I'm Steve Burton. Those stories, plus we go behind the scenes with the Patriots Pro Bowl announcement.
Well, you made Pro Bowl, man.
All Access begins right now. In the penultimate game of the 24th season, the Patriots lose their 6th straight. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Patriots All Access, presented by GEICO. I'm Steve Burton. Happy New Year to Patriots fans everywhere. The new football season can't get here fast enough. New England will host the Buffalo Bills in the season finale, and there will likely be players playing for both teams who haven't received a lot of playing time this year. For the Patriots, it will be one final chance to end the season with some positive momentum.
Receiver left. Herbert drops back, steps in, throws
God.
down the middle, right side.
That's why you throw it that way.
A dive for a touchdown, LA.
Welcome to our Bob's Discount Furniture Studios, everyone, with Mike Reese and Paul Perrell. First of all, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year,
as well, Steve.
All right, let's get right to it. Were you guys surprised at how non-competitive that game was on Saturday?
It was hard not to be surprised. Coming off a game that they came out really strong against Buffalo, they had good offense, 14-0 lead, just unable to build on that at all. And I was really surprised just how uncompetitive it was, the way the Chargers, who I thought were a good team, Mike, but not a great team, they looked like a Super Bowl contender in that game. That took me by surprise.
And I was shocked. I thought, this whole thing coming out of the bye, I just wanted to see the Patriots finish strong, right? To know that there was a foundation heading into the next year. We talked about the Arizona game. Really disappointing, right? But then they responded in Buffalo, in tough conditions against a very good team.
Right.
And so I thought they were on the right path. And to see it turn back to the other direction, wasn't expecting that.
Who turned the most? Offense, defense, special teams? What shocked you the most about this football team?
Plenty of blame to go around, right? I think offensively it was jarring because of those first two drives that I talked about against Buffalo. I thought maybe they were finding a little bit of something, with Drake Maye in the offense. They could get nothing at all going against, I think, a defense that's really good overall this season, but has not played well lately in Los Angeles. That Chargers defense really struggled against Denver in that Thursday night game and has really struggled as of late. The Patriots couldn't move the ball at all.
And I agree in one sense with Paul. I mean, I think the defense actually set him up with, got a stop on the first drive, and offense couldn't do anything with it, and then that sort of tailed away. However, I will say, defensively,
plenty of blame to go around, as I said.
After you played Josh Allen tough the week before, come on, where's the pass rush? I mean, this pass rush, it is the ranks last in the NFL in terms of contacting the opposing quarterback. Justin Herbert looks so comfortable back there. The opposing quarterback's jerseys look way too clean in a lot of these games, and I just that to me was what stood out.
And Steve, the coverage in the back end, and I know they lost Gonzalez in the second quarter of this game, but there were just times where Herbert could look around and I could take this one for 15, but that guy's open for 25. I'm going to take him instead. He was just picking which receivers, and they do not have great weapons.
Nope.
In LA, Glad McConkey's a really impressive rookie, and he's having a great season as a rookie. But they are not loaded at all the skill positions the way some of the other teams are, and they looked like that 40 points, effortless 40 points.
And one other thing about the pass rush, okay, if you're not going to rush them, at least put your hands up.
Yeah.
And try to deflect the pass.
Yeah.
Right? If you can't get to the quarterback, at least try to deflect the football.
Yeah.
I didn't see any of that.
It just looked too easy to me for the Chargers.
All right. One other thing I want to point out is the empty seats in the stadium. With that being said, do we expect changes across the board? Because fans expect more out of this football team. I mean, across the entire board.
I'm expecting changes. I don't know how you can win 3 games at this point and just say, well, everything is great. We're just going to run it back. I think we understood that the record was going to be, not a playoff kind of a team. Maybe if they won 5 or 6 games, people would have considered that progress over winning 4 last year. But it's the way it's looked. And I agree with Mike about sort of post-bye when you wanted to see at least some sort of pushback, and we just haven't. There's been a couple of non-competitive games, and you're right about the crowd. I mean, that game opened in a half-empty stadium.
Yes. To your question,
yes.
Steve. And when you say across the board, just to be clear, I mean, we're talking personnel staff, we're talking coaching staff, and we're talking players.
Players, absolutely.
So bang, bang, bang. And I think, to be frank, I think there was going to be change regardless of what happened. To me now, it's the level of change. It goes to maybe a higher level, and it's unfortunate because that's a tough timing and location for what happened, to come back with the same thing.
All right, guys, don't go far because we'll see you at the end of the show as well. We'll be back with more Patriots All Access right after this.
Next on All Access.
Behind the scenes for a special announcement.
Here's some good news. Hey, our guy.
Along with a conversation with the Pro Bowler himself, Brenden Schooler.
When I got the news, called my mom, called my dad, brother and sister, and they're all over them, so happy for me.
You're watching Patriots All Access.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Bank of America, official bank of the New England Patriots. By Sports Illustrated Tickets, 50 million sports, concerts, and theater tickets, 0 fees. Fans deserve better. Visit sitickets.com today. And by Cross Insurance, official insurance broker of the New England Patriots.
Hi, I'm Jawan Bentley, and I want to wish every Patriots fan a very safe and happy New Year.
picked a cold game to come to Florida. All right, you got to try to get up here in September next time. Work, go! Got to play some football, man. It's a great day to play some football, man. Oh.
Early movement off the right side. It's a free play for the Patriots as Maye drops back off the back foot, lobs one toward the end zone. This ball is going to be caught at the goal line and rolling in. It's a touchdown. Pop Douglas.
Welcome back to All Access presented by GEICO. It's the season finale for New England, and much will be made as to how the team approaches this week's game. Here's Dan Roach with more.
They dropped 6 straight and sit at 3-13 with 1 game to go in what has been a grind of a season.
The mental aspect of losing, over and over, it weighs on you, and so it challenges you to grow as a person, and so you have to take it and learn from it.
On Sunday, the Pats will battle a Bills team that's locked into the number 2 seed for the AFC playoffs. Josh Allen is expected to make a cameo. On the flip side, Drake Maye, who popped up on the injury report midweek with a right hand injury, wants to play.
You're preparing like I'm the starter. I think I'm going to be the starter, so I'm looking forward to being out there, and I think I'm ready to go out there and win and compete.
Also this week, Patriot fans are torn between rooting for their team to win, but also securing the number 1 pick in the draft with a loss.
To be honest, I'm not trying to start 2025 as a loser, so I really don't, it'd be cool to get the first pick, but I much rather enjoy a win to end out the year.
Meanwhile, other players want their teammates to use 2024 as motivation for 2025.
Hold on to those feelings throughout the offseason and make sure that you train to the highest ability. Train every day. Reflect on your thought process during the season. Reflect on how you played during the season, so that when we come back next year, you're ready to be 10 times better than you were last time.
Sunday will mark the 5th time the Patriots and Bills have met twice within a 3-week span of a season. In the previous 4 years, the Pats have swept once and split the other 3 times. With the Patriots here at Gillette Stadium, for Patriots All Access, I'm Dan Roach.
Welcome back to Patriots All Access. Time to sit down and talk with head coach Mayo. You got the Bills 2 times in 3 weeks. Before we get to the Bills game, this final game of the year, the Chargers game. Had to be a hard one for you to stomach. I know it's been a tough go here, especially as of late. Is there anything you saw that could point to that's the reason this game went awry?
Well, we go for it on 4th down, and we don't get it, and so it's a short field for the defense. And then defensively, look, we did a solid job versus the run, but the explosive pass plays definitely hurt us. Look, it wasn't an effort thing; it was just overall just execution. And look, we had to be better.
I was gonna do the follow up there. So you watch the tape. There isn't an effort problem with the team, right?
That's right. These guys are out there playing hard every single snap. And look, the film doesn't lie. You can see that, and we just got to play better.
Speaking of film and tape, silver lining, you see a guy like Cole Strange, he's been out for a while with the injury, comes back, plays center. He was a former guard. Can he play center in this league?
Yeah, I think he can. But look, again, it's a small sample size, but he did a good job. First time being back out there in over a year, and I was so happy for him and his performance.
Buffalo Bills come in. Their approach this week regarding who they play. They may play the 2s and some 3s. Does that affect your thinking as how you get your team ready to play this game and to counter what they're going to do?
No, not really. I think Josh Allen's going to go out there and play. Not sure how long he'll play. They really.
He's got a streak too. That's right.
The
record streak.
That's right.
They can play him a series and get him out.
And that's why I anticipate him being out there at some point in time. But for us, again, it's just about trying to win games and putting our best players out there.
Drake gets nicked in the game. Passes concussion protocol in the game, comes back, and I asked a lot of guys, was that important, especially guys like KB, important he came back. And I know we don't talk about head injuries because it's a whole different ball of wax, but it's important for guys to have the ability to have availability, right?
That's right. That's the most important thing. And I would say if you look across the entire season, we lost some very valuable members of our team for extended periods of time. But at the same time, look, it gives other guys opportunities to go out there and show they belong.
And I know you're trying to develop him. And you could say it's the last game of the year. What's he going to really develop more? Is it important to look at some young guys? There's some young guys you want to look at, maybe even Joe Milton?
Yeah, 100%, just across the roster, not just the quarterback position. We still have to see, who can play and who can't as we go into this offseason looking to improve our roster.
All right, it's time now for Ask Me Almost Anything, and this comes from a fan. This is Joe F. This is a fan question. They're frustrated. Fans are frustrated out there. You've heard them over the last couple weeks. They're excited about the number 1 pick potentially being available, though. Is that important to you guys as a staff?
Look, as a staff, our main focus is just on the Bills in this game. So, look, we'll get there when the time is right, but right now it's all about the Bills.
All right, great stuff. If you want to ask the coach a question, got to go to patriots.com/askthecoach. You'll be back later in the show, a little side of Mayo, right?
Sounds good.
All right, last one of the year. More of All Access. We'll return right after this.
Hi, I'm David Andrews, and I want to wish every Patriots fan a very safe and happy New Year.
Yeah, it's good. Well, we made the Pro Bowl, man. Let's go! Woo!
Congratulations, man. Appreciate you. Well deserved. Appreciate it. Slate dog. Congrats. Appreciate it, man. 14 Martin. Yeah, I'll catch up soon. Appreciate you guys, man. It's a great show. Good job. Great job. You deserve it, man. Thank you. All the work you put in, man. You deserve it. That's a testament to all of us in this room, man. Not for you, me. You did before it. Yeah. You did the work.
Doesn't happen by accident. Being intentional about everything, every single day of practice, and look, this is what happens. So, congrats, man.
I mean, you are the best at what you do. So Try to be now it's good. recognized.
Try to be good. Try to be.
Appreciate it, guys.
Here's some good news. Hey, our guy. Look, man, we talked about it this morning, just your hard work and approaching every single day, you know, like it's the first day, like day one. Look, you definitely deserve it. And look, we're all happy for you. All happy for you with that.
Well, joining us now is the one and only Brenden Schooler, and that was pretty cool. What
Yes,
we
sir.
just saw, man.
Yes, sir.
You being
Absolutely.
awarded that, how special is that to you?
I mean, it's awesome. You know, you got guys like Matthew Slater who are in the building still who, you know, have gotten this award multiple times throughout his career. So to be recognized by my peers, you know, the fans as well for the work that, you know, you put in all offseason, it's a pretty rewarding feeling when you get your name called, and especially being in the team room with everybody in there and, you know, getting to put up on the big screen and, you know, feeling all the love from my teammates, because without those guys, like, none of it is possible. And, you know, the coaches as well, without them, you know, always being there and, you know, coming up with ways to get me to the ball. I don't think this award is possible for me. So it's a huge testament to the whole program.
Think about how far you've come. Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
In the National Football League.
Oh, yeah.
Has it even hit you yet?
Not really. I think it's just so focused on the game right now at hand. So, but, you know, when I got the news, called my mom, called my dad, brother and sister, and, you know, they're all over them, like, so happy for me. And, you know, they know all the hard work and that I've had to put in and the journey that I've had to go on to get to this point. And my dad and I were joking about it, you know, this morning when I called him, and he's just like, we used to talk about this when you were younger. Like, these were the conversations that you know, we had watching Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football, or, you know, you see these guys that get all these awards, like, dude, you can do that. And so I think, you know, having him believe in me and having my whole family believe in me, that was the foundation for everything.
How tough is it when your team is struggling? You know, it's been a tough year.
Yeah, it has.
But knowing that, you know, you've stepped up.
Yeah, I mean, you know, just doing everything I can to help the team.
Yeah.
That's the mindset I have every single time I come into the building. And, you know, without the rest of these guys, like I said, like, none of this is possible. You know, it takes 11 guys on the football field to make a play happen, and, you know, one guy has to make a tackle on defense or special teams, but without those 10 other guys on the field, like, he doesn't make that tackle. So this is a personal award to me, but, you know, I tip my hat off to everybody that I'm on the field with, and, you know, them doing their job to the best of their abilities helps me do mine.
I got to ask you, going back to start the season, you started off with an award.
Yeah.
Ron Burton Community Service Award. To end the season with an award. That right there has got to mean a lot.
Yeah, it's special, and like you said, it's been a tough season. So to start it off that way, you know, in the stadium, and to finish it off this way in the stadium with this award, I think it's the perfect way to cap off the season.
You mentioned Matthew Slater. One of the people that we saw in that room was Matthew Slater. How has he helped your development?
Oh, he's been a huge help to me. You know, since the day I walked in the building, Matthew's been nothing but, you know, generous. You know, helping me with anything I ask him. You know, and this is on the football field. This is off the football field. This is just about life in general. So for him to help me develop not only as a football player but as a man, it's been huge. I can't thank him enough.
Longhorn
package.
I want more Longhorn. You expand your role.
Yes.
Playing a little defense.
Yes, sir.
How fun is that?
Oh, I love it. I just love being on the football field, whether it was offense, defense, special teams. It's just being on the football field and flying around and having fun with your teammates. I mean, because you could work so hard together the entire off season. So when you get to step on the field on Sundays, that's where you just let it loose and have fun. So being on the field on defense, you know, talking with those guys pre-snap, it gets me fired up. And, you know, every single time it's a 3rd and long, I'm looking like, let's go, boys, let's go.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're one tackle shy of what?
Double-digit number, yeah.
For 3 years in a row?
3 years in a row, yeah. So gonna have to go out there and get that 10th tackle this Sunday.
Even if it is Josh Allen?
Hey, I'll get him. I'll get him down. I'll get him down.
Right?
Yes, sir.
One last question. How important is it for you to finish strong?
Oh, it's super important. I mean, everybody has a resume, and, you know, when people are watching your film, They're not looking at, what is your record at this point in the season. They're looking at how hard you're trying, how hard you're going every snap. If you're being disciplined, if you're, doing your job, or if you're out there just doing your own thing. So to finish strong, it just caps the season, and then it leads, gives you momentum leading into the off season to, do whatever it is you need to do to get ready for the next season.
Brenden Schooler, Pro Bowler.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck on Sunday.
Thank you.
You got it.
Appreciate it.
Time now for your player spotlight here on All Access. My man, Brian Hoyer, he's back to break down a couple plays of Drake Maye. Let's start it off with what the scramble and where he got nicked, right?
Yeah, I just got nervous. I was sitting there watching your voices over the intercom. And
I threw everything up in the air at that point.
I was like, this is no good because, look, we already had suffered the concussion. We've seen what that's done to a guy like Tua. They do a little shift to see, okay, we got man coverage. Derwin's on Hunter. The nickel goes over on Pop. And interesting enough here, the defense decides to double Kendrick Bourne. Right now, Drake knows it's man coverage. Okay, great. Escape. Right here, I thought, oh, all right, now he wants to go. But right there, the likelihood of getting that first down is pretty slim. You got to get out of bounds. And this is, we put fear in everyone in the organization because if there's one bright spot this year, it's been Drake Maye. You don't want him dealing with head injuries. Now, should this been called a penalty? Absolutely.
Absolutely. We went through this in Arizona with Kyler Murray. He became a runner. Jennings kind of pulls off. He goes down, skims the head. It is a head hit. But we get flagged out there, though.
Yeah, so right here, they run a game. You talked about those games. There's the TT game. He loops around. Okay, Drake, you thought you had an easy edge. You don't. He outruns him. But right here, we got to know when the journey's over. And a guy I love that I came in with, Julian Edelman. I mean, Julian, how many injuries did he deal with? And then eventually he realized, and he would say this, at some point the journey's over. And yeah, we love your competitiveness, Drake, but ability is more important, or availability is more important than ability. Yeah, we need you out there. So right here,
sort of same thing at the end of his career. Yeah, that's a good point.
So right here, just duck out. I mean, the guy's hitting him in the white. I don't know how this isn't a flag, but luckily he's able to come back in and not be in concussion protocol for the second time this year.
All right, moving on here. So, again, good throw right here.
Yeah, well, here we go. We talked about they doubled KB on third down. Well, these in cuts and Drake Maye and Kendrick Bourne are a thing of beauty. The timing, boom, he's throwing it. He feels this backer push out to take Hunter on the little bait. We kind of call it to take the cheese. And here comes KB wrapping right through. And this is a timing play.
The reason I like these, I think there's two throws to prove you can play at this level. It's the deep out from the far hash, and it's the in cut.
Yeah, the anticipation.
Reading holes.
Yeah, we saw this a few weeks ago in Arizona. Very similar play, but Drake had a little pressure at his feet. He waited to throw it. This is the perfect timing. He's going to catch it right there on the hash. You see the guy take the cheese right there, boom, throw it right behind him. And KB does such a great job on these in cuts because you'll see right here, he actually starts to come back downhill to the ball. He's very friendly to the quarterback.
He drifts up, he's heading right into that corner.
Exactly. That was one of the things Tom always emphasized. On your in cuts and your out cuts, you got to be coming flat back down. And there's KB with a good gain off of that. We'll see right here the anticipation from the back end. So
this is where it's pretty.
If you want to learn playing quarterback on these in cuts, these high lows, you got to put your eye on this guy right here. What does he do? And so watch him right here as it goes. He's gonna bite down on the little route by Hooper. Boom, there's the window. This is like the famous Matt Stafford in the Super Bowl no-look play.
Yeah, that's great point.
He looked here, and he knew he had this window right here. That's a big window in the NFL.
Sure is.
And so you can do that no-look play. I mean, I don't know if I'd be doing it in the Super Bowl. Stafford did, but right here, you see the anticipation. Drake sees 0 right here, pinned down on Hooper. You got the window. There's the anticipation. And now when you throw right here, he's got a chance to do something with it, too.
And last but not least.
Yep. Smart play right here, right? Free play, you know you have it. You're looking for whoever's going deep.
Yeah, guy jumps offside. I'm doing the broadcast. I mean, we got to put it up, free one.
That's right. So you got them, and they do a good job of solidifying. You just got to hang around long enough. And there's 4 options. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think what Drake sees is there's this void right here.
Put it there.
And I loved it. He threw it, and he's just spun around. He's getting hit. Doesn't even get to see his own touchdown pass. But a great job by Pop right here at the end. Look, we always said, like a receiver on a nickel or a safety, they should always come down with the ball. They have better ball skills. He does a good job retracing, getting the touchdown, giving a little bit of life on Sunday.
And that's a big play at that time because you're closing the gap right there as you're trailing. You're thinking, okay, maybe this little magic's starting to happen.
Yeah, so we'll see right here. Drake, good job with his cadence. There it is right there. And we always told the center, we have this play called. If you feel like there's any chance that the guy jumped, just snap the ball. Because if we get that free play, if not, we'll read it out. You'll go from there.
If it's a kill shot, you throw it in the guy's feet.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. So he sees it. Drake does a good job buying time. He's buying time. All right, launch
Right
it.
there.
Boom.
Yeah. Oh.
And it's just, look, when you have a free play and you know it, you see the flag go, you want to find some opportunity to take advantage of it. Who was great at this? Aaron Rodgers. I mean, how many times did he get it? So if you can incorporate this in your arsenal for a young player, hey, once a quarter, we're going to try to get him to jump off sides, and if we get it, we'll take a free shot down in the end zone.
That should be one of his last touchdowns of the year, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, it's been great all year having you in, man. Breaking
awesome.
it down. Appreciate it. There you go. There's your player spotlight. More of All Access. We'll be back right after this.
Next on All Access, a look back at a memorable season finale against the Bills.
Intercepted in the end zone. Intercepted in the end zone.
Plus, go on Dell Pettus' journey to the NFL.
I'm always critiquing myself and stressing myself out, trying to figure out how I can be the best version of me.
You're watching Patriots All Access.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Gillette Labs with exfoliating bar, Gillette's ultimate shaving experience.
Hi, I'm Hunter Henry, and I want to wish every Patriots fan a very safe and happy New Year.
Welcome back to All Access presented by GEICO. In the 2024 draft, the Patriots focused primarily on offense, making 7 selections on that side of the ball. Earning a spot on the roster as a rookie free agent is defensive back Dell Pettus. And on our latest episode of The Journey, presented by JetBlue, we follow Pettis' interesting path to the NFL.
From Huntsville, Alabama. Specifically Harvest. It's a community outside of Huntsville. I'm a Bama boy and I love everything about it. My dad played football in college, and so I remember for the longest I was like, as soon as I get an opportunity, like I want to try it and play it. You know, as a kid, you hear people like cheering for you and like celebrating you, like definitely makes you feel really good, make you feel some type of way. So I think after that first game, I knew like this is exactly what I wanted to do. From middle school all the way into high school, I really had a genuine belief that wasn't fake, that I could actually have a career in this. I always worked hard. I always had parents in my life who told me that if you can achieve what you want to achieve, but you're genuinely gonna have to work for it. It's not gonna come easy. I always had confidence that I was supposed to do this, and I made a promise to myself in middle school that if I get a collegiate scholarship, that I was gonna go to the NFL, because I told myself I wasn't gonna go this far for nothing. I have my mom and dad in my life who are always there for me, and they're the ones who are always reminding me that like mistakes are gonna happen, but it's about how you recover from those mistakes that like define you as a person. So I really appreciate them. I remember the day that I got the phone call on day 3 of the draft, before the draft even ended, that the Patriots gonna offer me a free agent deal. I already had been up here on a visit. I like the team, I like the organization, I love the people in it. I told my agent to accept the offer, and I walked out the house. I had to take a couple moments to myself because I felt like I was good enough to be drafted. So I think there was a little overlap under that when I came into camp, that I got an opportunity now, but I got to go make this team and show everybody that I'm supposed to be here and why they should have drafted me. I like to show everybody wrong. I'm always critiquing myself and stressing myself out, trying to figure out how I can be the best version of me, be the best teammate. Just in general, just the best overall, because that's what I strive to be. I think that's something that's easy for me to do, just continue to work hard. I can't get content. Even when I was fortunate enough to make the 53-man roster this season as an undrafted free agent. I celebrated because I was happy, but I wasn't surprised. I felt like I knew I was supposed to do this, but I have teammates and have my parents and just myself who already knew hey, this is just a foot in the door. You got to continue to work hard, and I appreciate everybody who helped me with that.
Pettis comes out of blitz, and Williams is going to be taken down shy of the goal line. The rookie free agent defensive back with a pass broken up on the line.
I definitely feel like this is just the beginning of my journey.
My favorite material item? Football. It's just my favorite hobby. I've been doing this since I was a kid, so I love it.
Yeah, look at me, look at me. Look at me, look at me. Look at me.
But I remember the first time I caught a football and played football. I was 7 years old, and I fell in love with it ever since. I for sure play offense. I played both ways coming up. I fell in love with you gotta have the ball to make plays, so just finding a way to touch the ball, get my hands on the ball anywhere I can. From Long Beach, California. Number one, you grow up with good weather every day. That's something we take for granted, for sure. And then just our swag coming from SoCal, I feel like we just carry ourselves different. Like, you know someone who's from SoCal by the way they walk and talk. When I'm back home on the West Coast, I'm playing some West Coast music, probably Kaylin For Real. What I love most about Southern California besides the weather, I love going to the beach, you know, just catch a good vibe and relax. Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. Gotta go get some chicken and waffles, man. It's the best.
Everyone can be beautiful if they just eat at Roscoe's House of Chicken and Waffles.
And now, this week's Next Gen Stat brought to you by AWS. Pass protection for the Patriots has been a concern this year. And with the Bills coming to town, here's one thing to look for. After generating pressure on only 2 out of 9 dropbacks in the first half of their Week 17 win over the Jets, the Bills' defense forced pressure on 14 of 28 dropbacks in the second half, their second most pressures in a half this season.
Welcome back to Patriots All Access. Time now for Side of Mayo, brought to you by our good friends at Hellman's. It's been a tough year for you. What are you most proud of in your first year as head coach that you've achieved?
I'm just proud of the way the guys respond each and every week. It's been a difficult season, but at the same time, they come into work every day trying to get better and, pull in the same direction. That's not always easy when you go through a season like this.
As a former player, maybe what's the most important thing that you've learned? That maybe it's a little tougher as a head coach than it is as a player. No, you got a lot on the table.
No, it's definitely a lot on the table. And saying that, I feel good about the guys that are around me. And again, we'll continue to chip at the rock.
I appreciate you each and every week coming in here answering the questions. You've been a good dude all year. Good luck against Buffalo, final game of the year.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, go get them. There's your head coach. More Patriots All Access. We'll be back right after this.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Bank of America, official bank of the New England Patriots. By Sports Illustrated Tickets, 50 million sports, concerts, and theater tickets, 0 fees. Fans deserve better. Visit sitickets.com today. And by Cross Insurance, official insurance broker of the New England Patriots.
The year was 2003, and it was one of the oddest, most entertaining season finales ever. The Patriots opened the season in Buffalo, getting smoked by a 31-0 score. The Bills would visit New England to wrap up the year. The Patriots had a playoff spot already wrapped up.
In the middle, caught by David Gibbons, into the end zone, touchdown!
But in an odd bit of symmetry, the Pats buried the Bills by the same 31-0 score.
Intercepted in the end zone. The Patriots preserve the shutout. 4 turnovers in the game.
Welcome back to our Bob's Disc Conference Studios. Back with my guys, Mike Reese and Paul Perillo. How in the world do the Patriots approach this Buffalo game going into the last game of the season?
It's not an easy answer because obviously you have the number 1 overall pick, heading into Week 18. You'd probably want to keep that if you could. I feel like this is a team that hasn't had a lot of success they need to go out and try to win a football game. And I think they should treat it like any other game and do the best they can to put a game plan together to beat the Buffalo Bills.
And I agree. I think they need to win, but they need to do it strategically. So I'll give you an example. Christian Gonzalez is one of their elite players, a building block. He left the last game with a concussion. I would argue, even if he's cleared out of concussion protocol this week, you could make a case to hold him back because why risk anything heading into next year? You know what you have in him. And so that's why I say win, but do it strategically by protecting some of your assets, your big assets.
All right, so I'll go to you first. And if you're going to say that about Gonzalez, say the same thing about Drake Maye?
Well, I'm thinking along those lines, Steve. There's a part of me that says what would be the catastrophic result?
Right.
And it would be Drake Maye tearing an ACL in this game. And there's a part of me that says, you know what, I've seen what I need to see from him. As much as he might benefit from the experience, I think I can win this game and protect him, and that's what I say strategically.
You agree with that?
I don't, and I understand where Mike is coming from, and I think he's probably got the majority opinion on his side. But you know me, Steve. I'm never afraid to be on Pearl Island.
I'll do it.
Play. I'll do it. I think players play.
Players play. I knew you were going with that.
You know, I think Tom Brady has started a lot of these finales, and obviously there have been times where he's come out of the game. So I'm not trying to be, pigeonhole this into one way of doing things. Right. I don't think Maye is proven that he can win games in the league, and I don't think that he has even thrown for 300 yards in a game yet this year. So why can't he stand to benefit from playing another football game, even if it is at less than, the starters for Buffalo?
Love the point and think it's great. But what? I don't like the hits that I've seen him taking. Over the last couple games,
I will say this for Mike,
line to me has regressed.
And here's where I'm going to go with Mike. If it's 37-7, I don't need to see Drake Maye in the third quarter or the fourth quarter. Okay.
Right.
If the game gets out of hand, I don't need to continue to see Drake Maye show me that he's tough and show me that he's still competing.
One last thing about Drake Maye. Has he gotten too much praise?
No, I think he's been really, really good, but I think that there's still a lot of growth that needs to happen.
Yes.
I'll give you one example.
He's won one game.
Yes, and I'll give you one example. What's happening when he is under tremendous amounts of pressure?
Yeah.
When they're blitzing guys like Derwin James against the Chargers, I don't like the way he's handled it. So that's why I say there's still a lot of experience that he needs to get.
And a play to highlight that, the first third down of the last game. I thought Drake came out of the pocket a little quick when he had Pop Douglas over the middle if he just stayed in there. That's the one he took the hit on. So is he getting too much praise, Steve? I don't think so, because there's not much else to praise with the team. And he's a silver lining of the season.
Okay, how important is that number one pick? How important is it to get the number one pick? I think it's vitally important.
I just don't feel like this draft is worth, going out of your way to make sure you get that number one pick. Absolutely, the higher you pick, the better. You have a chance at least that someone's going to want a quarterback and jump ahead of, say, the Giants if they're two, who also seem like they need a quarterback. Yeah, it makes it more valuable. I just don't think the bounty that you would normally get by trading down is going to be available in this draft based on all the experts. I trust the experts in this that tell me there aren't the same amount of blue chippers, and there's certainly not the quarterbacks that were available last year.
That may be the case, but when you pick a number one, I always think it's a sexy pick. Just number one.
Yeah, I don't know, Steve. I would push back on that. There was a draft about a decade ago when there just wasn't that surefire player. Eric Fisher ended up being the top pick, a left tackle, and he was a serviceable left tackle. But so this might be one of those drafts where number one isn't going to get you that sexy thing that you're talking about.
So is Gerard Mayo in an unfair situation? Is in a no-win situation, is a better way to put it.
Yeah.
Is in a no-win. Is Gerard Mayo in a no-win situation?
A little bit. He could play the guys to win, not get anybody hurt, and find a way to lose the game at the end while playing very competitively. I guess that's the only way he can come out of this with a win. But you talk about threading the needle. Yeah. I understand your point, Steve. It is kind of a no-win.
I don't. Correct me, Paul. I don't want to put you on the spot. Wasn't there a game late in the season, maybe back in the early 2000s, where the Patriots were playing for playoff seats, and there was a 2-point conversion at the end of the game, and
Matt Castle still insists that he wasn't told to miss that throw.
Throw it out of the end zone.
He just missed it.
So we set up a matchup. I see what you're getting at, Steve. Try to set it up so you end up with number one. I just think, to me, what do you believe in? And ultimately, Gerard is not in a no-win situation if it's clear what he believes in, which is winning games, culture, and let's go win.
Okay, we end with predictions. Not that this game really matters, but predict something.
Well, how about this? How about the Patriots win this game,
Yeah.
but all the other teams win also, so they keep the number one pick and win?
What a prediction.
Is that a thread? Is that a needle to thread?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Not going to happen.
Now we have to get back to reality?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I'm going to go Bills 23-20. I have no idea what's going to happen in this game.
Well, when I heard that Josh Allen's just going to play briefly and then come out of the game, I think it swayed it to me to the Patriots side. So I would pick the Patriots, let's say 23-16.
Guys, Happy New Year.
Thanks.
You as well,
Happy
Steve.
New Year. You've been great.
Absolutely. That will do it for this week's edition of Patriots All Access. For Mike Reese and Paul Perlov, Steve Burton, Happy New Year, everyone.